Great rally those two guys had here. Patrick playing a very smart game with his backhand slice. He's taking off speed off the ball to not give Henry too much speed to play with, and he just runs everything down, and Henry is just hitting the ball so hard on both sides, just making him move, and at the end came to the net and won the point on a volley.
30-15.
More obviously on a missed passing shot by Patrick Rafter, but the volley was basically too difficult to handle for Rafter, so he missed that shot.
Right onto the baseline.
40-15.
Patrick Rafter's girlfriend, Lara Feltham, a very successful model back in Australia.
I didn't see that coming. That was just a great block forehand return that just went very close over the net, and no chance for Henry whatsoever to even react to that shot. And it wasn't a bad serve either.
Game, Agassi. Two games all.
So Andre comes up with the first ace of the match, and after 11 minutes, 2-all.
Love.
Showed his great athletic ability there. I mean, it was not a good return of Andre Agassi, but still Patrick had to change directions and really had a long reach to get that volley and played. It was a lot of pace down cross court.
40 love. Game, Rafter. Rafter leads 3 games to 2, first set.
First love service game of the match for Patrick Rafter, as he moves ahead 3-2, finishing with his first ace. Now let's have a look at the statistics for the matches they've played to get this far. Well, we think they're coming. Come on, computer, I don't know, these modern inventions. No, it's being stubborn today, Michael.
That's a technique, I think, huh?
Patrick Rafter, of course, in the semi-finals for the first time, wearing the sunblock. Of course, all the Australians get that advice down under. Fred Stolle, great Australian, was a finalist here, has suffered from skin cancer over the years. Fortunately, he's managed to always control it, but good advice.
I think right now what we see here on the court is like we have two guys being really hot and they're on top of the game at the time, and it's just a matter who's going to have a little bit of a dip of concentration maybe, and it's going to be able to get a break in. It's going to make this just a little bit of a difference.
15 love.
Well, I'm not quite sure what this is all about. Something... oh, yes, he's being distracted there by Andre Agassi's jacket and asking Andre if he would mind the ball kid putting it in his bag. And Andre says, no, no problem.
Nice guy, Patrick, isn't he?
Yes, I've actually been doing a little documentary series on Patrick for our colleagues in Radio 5 for whom you've been working, and I can't find anybody who doesn't like Patrick Rafter.
That's just not good enough against a guy like Andre Agassi. There was a bad chip he came into the net with, and just too much time for Andre to just pick his spot and just play that easily down the line. And you have to do better than that to get near break against Andre.
First time Agassi has served and volleyed in the entire match. He may not do it too often after that.
It's interesting to see. He started laughing the moment he had to hit this half volley a little bit, so he knew what was going to happen, so he didn't like it.
Game Agassi. Three games all.
So no sign of any weakness of either player there. Very solid service game from Andre Agassi, who held his serve to 15. And as I said, it's just going to come down to probably that one first break that's going to make the difference in this set and in the match.
Love 15.
Rafter looks round and sees it hits the sideline.
Love 30.
He steps into the court, hits it. First serve inside the baseline and really plays a beautiful winner inside-out forehand for love 30.
15-30.
Fastest serve of the match so far, 123 miles an hour.
All.
Again, a very good second serve into the body with 103 miles per hour. So Agassi had to move around to hit that forehand. Wasn't quite quick enough to do that. So game point for a 4-3 lead for Patrick Rafter.
Game Rafter, new balls please. Rafter leads 4-3 first set.
Excellent recovery from Patrick Rafter from love 30. Two huge serves and very deliberate, that last point. Now then, our colleagues from IBM have sorted out the little glitch on their computer, and these were the stats we were going to show you 2 games ago. Anything here that you particularly would like to point to, Michael?
I think it's interesting to point out that first serve points won on Andre Agassi, 79%. When you think about the fact that Andre is not a huge server, I mean, he just tries to get the first serve in as many times as he can. He's not a big ace server, but it's amazing that he wins so many percentage, or the biggest high percentage on his first serves, and I think that's his biggest strength as well, because that means as well he's winning most of the rallies he then plays or passing shot he makes, and I think that is going to be the important point of this match as well.
Other thing I noticed there, the average first serve speed exactly the same, because Rafter, although we think of him as a serve and volley, is a bit like Edberg, isn't he? He spins that serve in and gets in so close to the net.
And he's a smart player too. He does it because he knows when he has to change. He's not just going for it like a Philippoussis does all the time. He knows to pick his time and slice it in and kick it in, and he's very good at that. Good tactical player.
New balls, 3-4.
I mean, you sit here and you want to commentate every point basically, because every point that is played here so far has been a really good play. And again, I mean, huge forehand by Andre Agassi down the line to lead 15-love.
Let's first serve. Love.
Patrick has to start doing a little bit better on those second serves. He has to get the ball in play to at least get the chance to win some points in Agassi's serve. So I think he has to improve that. Game point, Agassi.
Let's second serve. Game Agassi. Four games all.
First love game for Andre Agassi, and again that last point won with a second serve, and we can see he's doing better behind the second than the first, and Rafter at 75%. That's terrific too.
Yeah, and they're both, I mean, that just shows the quality of this match so far. And they're both doing extremely well in their serves, and neither of those two players had chances to break yet.
Love. Love.
Fourth ace for the Australian.
$30-15.
just amazing. The first serve was 180 miles per hour, beautifully struck, and just the pace of the return of serve was just so fast. I mean, even sitting here and watching it, and then just a beautiful topspin lob to get to 30 all.
(40-30). Game rafter. Rafter leads 5-4 first set.
Just a glimmer of a chance there for Agassi at 30 all. And he played one brilliant point in the middle of that game.
Yeah, unbelievable. And this serve was good. It was an unbelievable hard return. Great pickup from Patrick Rafter. He moves into the net, good positioning. And then just at the last moment, Andre flicks that wrist and plays a beautifully backhand topspin lob to win that point.
Still on serve, 5-4, Andre Agassi, of course, coached by Brad Gilbert on the right there, a man who's never short of a word or two. If you want to get your ears burned, spend an evening in the company of Brad.
Well, that's still the same thing in the locker room. And, you know, if you want to find out anything about tennis, buy his book that he, I think, once wrote, what's called Winning Ugly. I think he knows all the little tricks and things you need to do to win matches. And, you know, Andrew proves he's got to do some good work there.
Seem to remember Brad driving you to distraction in one or two matches at the US Open, for example.
Yeah, you know, there was a guy you always felt like you could not lose to, and then you would come off court and lost like 1-1 and 2 or something like that. He was a very smart and good player, you have to say, and he helped Andre a lot with his game.
Well, this backhand went rather astray for Rafter. That one was fine, the slice, but he tries to change to the roll this time. Got much too close to him, drops the racket head.
That's what I was expecting of Patrick a little bit more as well throughout the match. He's just taking the pace off the ball, not giving Andre the pace he likes to play with, and Andre still makes him run around, but finally, you know, he's just overhitting the ball and just missing a little bit long.
Beautiful depth on that volley from Rafter, right onto the far baseline, and really his first little chance of a break, 2 points away from the set.
Bad choice of shots by Andre. to come in at that time, at that stage in the game. He was a little bit desperate, didn't really know what to do, played that back and way too short into the court. An easy forehand cross-court part by Patrick Rafter sets up the first 2 break points of this set and set point. Very well saved that
30-40.
set point. Took the chance, played a beautiful forehand into the backhand corner of Patrick Rafter. Aggressive shot, risky shot, and paid off with an easy smash to save the first set point. 1 more to go.
Deuce.
You may have seen some chalk fly up when that pass from Rafter bounced. It was the baseline, but just outside the sidelines.
Advantage Agassi.
Looking back, you have to admire the way Andre played those 2 set points. I mean, he was nearly losing that set, and he didn't hesitate at all with stroking his shots and really going for it, and it paid off. He's up to game point right now to level at 5-all.
Game Agassi. Five games all.
The first crisis of the match is averted by Agassi, and we remain on serve. Yes, no wonder he's smiling. He's always chatting, winning or losing.
He's always analyzing the matches while he's sitting up there, knows everything better than anyone else.
Love 15.
I mean, not his best stroke, but he, I think, the player in the world who plays a shot the best, and he was just very unlucky to miss that fraction wide. Love 15. I have to say, it's just amazing tennis those 2 guys
15.
really show us out there. I mean, every point is played with absolute 100%, and one shot meets the other, and there's not easy mistakes or any faults that we see. It's just winning points. It's all about winning points here.
Thirty 15.
Cut it a little fine. I don't think he intended the volley to be right onto the baseline. Just sensational.
Just imagine as an average player that to even get the racket onto that return of serve is just unbelievable difficult, and then to get it over. I mean, it was a great point by Henry, but also full credit to Pat.
Deuce.
Agassi taking advantage of the first time that Rafter stays back behind the serve. 5-all deuce.
Cue. Thank you.
A little bit of a breeze seems to come up, so maybe that just distracted his ball toss there.
That's second serve. Advantage Agassi.
It's a very bad time to come up with the double forward. Only a second in this match so far, and sets up break point for Henry Agassi.
Game Agassi. Agassi leads 6 games to 5 first sets.
Grass court tennis is all about taking your chances. Rafter had missed 2 break points. This is Agassi's first chance.
He takes it beautifully. The first serve wasn't that good. He didn't get it far away enough from Andre's back, and really played into the shot. And Henry again inside the court of a first serve at 111 miles per hour. Really hits that ball very hard. And Patrick has to play that volley on the service line, so no chance to control it whatsoever. And Henry gets the first break of the match.
And will serve for the opening set. It is extraordinary how quickly a grass court match can change.
Time.
I thought the Rafter had the opportunity, and now it's Agassi.
Players are ready. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
It was about the first really bad choice of shots that Patrick had this match so far. Not confident at all. He didn't really know what to do, and it seems like Andre is really putting enough pressure on him right now.
30 love.
Third ace of the match, 28th of the championships for Agassi.
40-15.
Would have approved of that tactic. Smart, kicking the serve in and getting in close. 2 set points.
Game in first set, Agassi. 7-5.
Very confident play, serving out for the set. No doubt whatsoever he was going to win that service game, and served extremely well, very smart. And as you said, that just the second last point, when he set up the set point, that was like a Brad Gilbert point. Just playing smart, good tactics. And he seems to be in control, but whoever knows Patrick, he's a fighter. He's not going to give up till the last point is going to be played.
$15. 15. $30-15.
Oh, how did he squeeze that one across after Rafter had made a brilliant get?
Yeah, brilliant pick up there from Patrick Rafter. Unbelievable reach, and then Agassi just, as it's the easiest thing in the world to do, just runs up there, flicks it cross court, just gets on the line. 30-all.
$30-40.
He did find his range in his returning game right now. I mean, he really is onto the serve. He sees it very early, his biggest advantage anyway, and plays a beautiful shot to set up break point in the first game of the second set.
Deuce.
Fifth ace to save it.
Advantage, Rafter.
Very firm wrist on that forehand volley. Just went through the ball and hit it as fast back as it got back from the return to set up game point.
Deuce.
Couple of easy backhand volleys missed by Rafter in this game. Seems to have a problem when he's going down the line as opposed to cross court. Cuts across the ball a bit too much.
Advantage, Rafter.
That ball really did skid away from Andre Agassi, and good volley by Patrick Rafter. Comes close into the net. Easy backhand volley. Game point.
Well, the bus was a little late, but we got there.
Deuce.
Now we're coming into the stage of the match where it's a turning point, I believe, because Patrick still has to keep up his big serving he did in the beginning of the first set. Henry is moving slowly more and more into the court, takes the ball early, and it's putting more and more pressure on Patrick Rafter.
Advantage Rafter. Game Rafter. First game, second set. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you have a mobile telephone with you, please make sure it is switched off. Thank you very much.
A very important game for Patrick Rafter to have won. Lost the previous 3, in danger of losing 4 in a row. And yes, that will always get the younger ladies going. But if we look at one particular statistic, it shows you, remember that Rafter's one of the great volleyers in the game at the moment, and he is struggling to win points at the net. He's losing more than winning. Agassi, on the other hand, doing very well when he comes to the net.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing well, but he obviously picks the moments when he basically has an easy volley to win. So he doesn't take that much of a risk, and you have to remind yourself that Rafter is playing the best returner in the game, and that obviously is going to set it up that he's going to lose quite a lot of points at the net, but he's going to always keep putting pressure onto Henry all the time, so Henry might be missing as well. So that, you know, that's a game he has to play. The whole family, all the brothers of Patrick that travel with him all the time, and I think it's a great support for him and really helps him a lot through these tournaments.
It's Peter and Stephen in particular who look after all his affairs. Peter on the road, Stephen normally back in Australia. Classic Agassi point. Good serve, short return, and those are just put away for winners time and time again.
Game, Agassi. One game all, second set.
Another love service game for Andre. And Rafter once again, almost as soon as his last service game was over, he's going to have to battle again to hold serve.
Yeah, it looked like really Andre is very fluent at the moment. Everything is going his way, and Patrick has to keep up the big serving to stay in that match.
Love 15. All.
Six ace of the match, and he's got to keep doing that. That's the easiest way to hold off Andre Agassi of returning winners from backhand and forehand.
Oh, don't you love it?
30-15.
He's not covering much ground, is he? Come on, you got another one.
(40-15). Game rafter. Rafter leads 2-1. Second set. First set, Agassi.
Rafter stays ahead, 2-1. But you spotted, Michael, that towards the end of the first set, one very important point.
Yeah, I think at 5-all, Patrick was up 40-30. I think actually 40-15. There was a point before that, 40-30. And they played a rally in which Patrick at the end made the mistake. I mean, you see it here. I mean, he's just, you know, trying to take the pace off the ball, just making Henry play. He has to play with Henry from the baseline, and Agassi makes him move around and cover a lot of ground on the court. And it was a long rally the two had there, and it was a very important point. It was game point to go up 6-5 after he had the break points a game before that, and then he missed that backhand slide. Pretty easy shot for him, and after that he was very disappointed. Threw the ball that he had. You see it there. Threw that ball up. Was very disappointed with himself and very upset. Double folded after that and got broken after that. And I think in that moment that energy level of the whole match turned a tiny little bit towards Agassi's side.
(15 love). (30 love). Game Agassi, new balls, please.
Well, it's virtuoso stuff from Agassi at the moment, showing all his skills.
2 games all.
Yeah, it's just too easy. I mean, for me, it's unbelievable to watch this. That how far he stands inside the court to hit all those returns and shots that Rafter is playing, and Patrick is moving back step by step a little bit. And maybe a little bit comes into play as well that Rafter had a long, very difficult match yesterday against Todd Martin. It was hot conditions yesterday. And Agassi had a pretty easy match against Gustavo Kuerten. So that might be a factor as well the longer the match goes in Andre's favor.
New racket for Agassi because it's new balls for Rafter.
You know which other player always did that, changing rackets when new balls came out? There was one particular way. Ivan Lendl did that all the time throughout his whole career, I think, and it did pretty good for him.
Let's first serve. 15 all.
Rafter plays a lovely half volley, and it's still not good enough.
15.
I mean, I just find it amazing how Henry picks up those low balls and just hits it with pace and accuracy and everything, and he doesn't even have to bend his knee so much. I mean, it's I don't know how he does it. Maybe I should take a lesson from him.
It's on the line.
What a point
13-14.
to set up break point at this time. Just, I mean, out of balance, topspin forehand lob over not a very short guy there on the other side of the net, and just break point again for Andre Agassi.
Deuce.
Very uncharacteristic for Henry, because he knew the serve was going to come to the back, and he was there all over the ball and still couldn't handle it. Maybe, you know, was trying to do too much with it. Back to deuce.
That's second serve. Advantage rafter. Game rafter. Rafter leads 3-2, second set. First set Agassi.
Well, we keep saying how well Agassi is playing, and he is. So how well Rafter is doing to cling on and stay ahead on serve. But if we look at the way they are winning all their points, we'll see just how dependent Rafter is on that big serve, as you've been saying, Michael, to win points.
Yeah, I mean, that's his biggest weapon against a guy who is returning so well, and it's not enough that he hits it fast. He really has to place it really well and get it away from Andre Agassi to set up an easy volley. And I mean, he didn't have a lot of easy volleys, but he made them look so easy as well. I mean, he just played him so beautifully. And again, I feel those two guys are really on top of the games right now. And I'm not, you know, I thought it's swinging Andre's way right now, but as you mentioned, Patrick is hanging in there and really staying with Agassi. So it's, you know, it's open.
Rafter's support group also in attendance. Tony Roach, of course, the Davis Cup coach, and regularly works with Patrick. And just to the right there, coming into shot, was the physical trainer, Mark Waters, known as Muddy Waters. The Aussies always have nicknames, and Muddy Waters seems fairly appropriate. Fastest serve of the match from either man, 124. miles an hour.
That means trouble as well. If Henry now starting to pick up his serve as well as he does right now, then there's not a lot left for Patrick to reply.
Not up.
Well, a real buzz in the crowd, not used to seeing rallies of that duration on a grass court, and a shame that actually a short ball and a bad bounce ended it.
Yeah, but it showed again that Andy was in control of the rally most of the time and dictating the point, and won it at the end.
40-15.
Well, that's the first point Agassi's lost on the serve in this second set.
Game Agassi. Three games all, second set.
That's what Patrick Rafter, I think, is going to start doing now. He's going to try to take the pace off the ball a little bit. Obviously, that ball was way too short to do any damage, but he's going to try to play a little bit higher, still keep his backhand slice in, but just making the play much slower than it is right now, because at that speed they're playing, he is the one who's running and has to do all the work.
$15. $30 low. $40 low. Game rafter. Rafter leads 4-3, second set. First set Agassi.